biology.
Yeah.
Nice.
What did you find? What did you learn from that experience? Was there anything that
Yeah, so I was
stuck out?
when I was in college, I was an intern with they're called the Blue Marble Space Institute of Science. They do a lot of really great internships, and I was paired remotely with someone at NASA's JPL who was doing chemistry. She was looking at some of the chemistry that happens around hydrothermal vents to try to see how that could have facilitated the formation of life.
Wow.
And that was a really cool experience.
Wow. Oh, look at all that marine snow. Wow, cool. Thank you, Liz. It's interesting.
And I think Chanel, she's on the next watch, was also involved in some geology departments from NASA as well.
Cool.
Yeah, I was part of the CDEBI program, which is a 10-year program funded by the National Science Foundation. It was called the Center for Deep Earth Biosphere Initiative.
Ooh.
And part of it was, extraterrestrial analogs, sorts of looking at microbiology and energy and those sorts of things.
That's interesting. Last night, Emma and I were looking at the stars, having that conversation of like the cosmos, like it's such a vast realm up there. To think that we're the only ones that exist in this space is...
The odds are low of that, I think.
It was a cool night. It was
Yeah,
so
it was
striking, the stars. I hadn't taken a minute to look at the stars.
Emma, did you figure out where the ISS is?
Yeah, I did, and it's not going to be visible for a while here, at least in Hawaii, because I couldn't figure out over here. There's no location marker in the Pacific, but we could have seen it on Saturday.
What is the ISS?
International Space Station.
Thank you.
Out here in the middle of the Pacific, it's quite possible that if the ISS goes overhead, that they would be the closest humans to us.
I mean, it's certainly going to go overhead, but it just wasn't at the right time with the sun in the right place.
That's wild to think about.
Too, right, Liz? I had to digest that for a second.
That fun fact blew my mind last night.
You're welcome.
Thank you. That was a good one.
So Liz, I got another curiosity question regarding the sea snow. Do you think that some of these particles drifting may be from like fertilized eggs from some other animals, or a composition of a bit of everything?
That could be a small portion of it, but for the most part, eggs float instead of sinking.
Okay.
Or at least a lot of them do.
Is that a coral?
Yeah, I think that's a coral there.
It's fun at night. Look at all the detritus
Gosh, you guys
now.
have really
There's a
good
huge
eyes.
pile over there now. See it right there? Oh,
Wow, yeah.
Mother look.
Wow.
We'll zoom in, please.
Atalanta's trying.
Yeah.
So Michael, getting back to your plasma physics study, are there any specific types of plasma that you look at, or is there such a thing as a weather sprite plasma?
Can we look at this?
I'm not 100% sure I'm aware of, like, what do you mean by, like, you said weather sprite?
It's a question in the chat.
Oh, I'm not 100% sure what that is.
Okay.
But yeah, there was an experiment. There was someone else in my lab was working well, and they're looking at
zoom in, please.
different plasma under different conditions, and they were specifically looking at helium, just because a helium plasma. Oh,
look at all of that.
It looks a little bit like Umbalulla,
like
but
yeah.
it might be something else.
Cool.
Oh, it's turning to look at us.
I think that's the first one of this dive.
Let's go a touch wider, please.
Maybe.
It seems like it's in a good spot for capturing food.
Yeah, there's plenty of food there.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll come my place, thanks.
We've actually been looking at the ecology of Umbalulla on the abyssal plain, and actually getting some indications that they might be like dragging their tentacles through the sediment, because they look more like the sediment than they do like the sinking particles.
Oh.
You can see the association of the snow and the ripples there.
Yeah.
They're kind of collecting in the lee of the ripple.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Bringing up that term lee again.
Oh, there it is. It's all about the lee.
Yeah, lots of pillows and
Wow,
pillow
look at
flows up
that.
top here.
Looks like a dead piece down towards the bottom.
Another.
Seems like that current's flowing up the hill.
The current's uphill now?
I don't know, is it?
Yeah.
So this is kind of, I don't know. Maybe not, maybe just me pushing it around. Sorry, we're going which?
We got a little blown off, it looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now he's
So
going.
we're supposed to be going 265, but it looks like he got it back, but we were down here for a moment.
Okay. Because now it looks like he's going
Yeah, no, I don't think that was...
like 210 or something.
Yeah, that wasn't necessarily intentional.
Okay.
It was the wind.
What's the wind doing? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was feeling the engine on my feet and I looked up. Yeah, now we're starting to go back in the correct.
Sure, okay.
Just more zigzagging exploring time.
Yep. Smelling the flowers.
Smell the detritus.
Wow. Some big clumps.
It's like winter in June.
Yeah, I was trying to look to see if there may be a tidal signal in these flow as the tides go by. And it was interesting to see there are these points called amphidrome points that occur in different places in the ocean where there is no tide. And the tide kind of rotates around it. And I just noticed it looks like there's one just off the Big Island. So being from the Big Island, Hoku, do you have much of a tidal range on your island?
Oh, like tidal shifts?
Well, the water level change.
Oh my goodness.
I will unmute myself now. Yeah, I mean, so yeah, we do, I follow our moon phases, kind of help me understand our tides, and during, especially going into the full and the new moons, we have more extreme tidal changes. And our range, which is pretty interesting, like when I was in California, their tidal shifts are like in the 10 to 20 inches, or, you know, tidal fluxes. And our tidal fluxes range from like maybe 0.5 feet to like 2 to 3. It's really, it's smaller. And I think that has to do with us being closer to.
Yeah, that's I think the amphidromic aspect of it.
And then we always see when we have those, what do they call them? Oh, good griefy.
Oh, an anemone.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
No,
Is it an enemy or is that a
I think that may be
Sorry,
oh,
down to the bottom. Oh.
Yeah.
beautiful.
There's like a couple things happening in this image right here. Kukui, any thoughts for you?
About the tides that we have?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I kind of see that. We have like, I think it's mixed semi-diurnal tides where you have a high tide, high-low tide, low-high tide, low-low tide.
High, low, high.
Yeah, so it's been really interesting to see, and it's when you keep track of it, I guess, like you can see it shift like throughout the months and everything. So
Right, I've noticed my eyeballs have acclimated to when I'm looking out at the ocean, I can kind of get a gist of if it's incoming tide rising or falling, low coming. But, and then we've been having a lot of king tides, I feel like, too. And
I don't think it was that.
Did you find something?
Oh, sorry, I'm just trying to identify what we just saw.
Oh, cool.
Did we see like 2 of those, or was it only one of those?
Might have been this.
That looks like, yeah, it's itty bitty.
Yeah. I thought that was the first one I've seen, but you were on the previous watch.
I thought I saw like the different kinds of colonies in the last rock that we looked at, but I may be mistaken. Oh. My eyes are still adjusting.
I don't want to sleep on a lava pillow either. Every time I look at the nice fluffy lava pillows, I wish they were soft and fluffy.
They do not look
They're
comfortable
not.
to me.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
When you stub your toe on the rocks,
Yeah,
it reminds you how not fluffy they are.
Or when a wave drags you across one.
Zoom in, please.
Yeah, that's true. Oh my gosh.
Not any fun at all.
No, I always want to move like Limu, is what I say.
Seems like it's been the same type that we've been seeing for the most part.
The node branching bamboo.
Yeah, seems pretty dominant.
Yvonne, you're from Oahu. Do you make any observations about the tidal fluxes or changes on that island?
Come on, please.
As compared to us on Big Island?
Yeah,
You're unmuted.
Not that major shifts like in other places I have.
Are you muted?
Am I?
No, he's just very soft.
No, you're not. I thought you
You can hear me.
I think so.
Oh, maybe closer.
Yeah.
No.
There we go.
But no, not as dramatic as some of the other places where I've lived, like in Alaska, which is remarkable. The tidal changes were just
Right.
so. To me, anything that is just that minor and gradual is not as noticeable. So I don't. I've seen it in some of the tide pools that I visit from time to time, and for instance in Makapu'u.
Oh,
When I go to tidal pools, sometimes I see a good 3 to 4 feet change in tides. Yeah.
That's a good spot to see fluxes like that,
Yeah.
because the the coastal shoreline, the way that shoreline is created, you can kind of mark little areas along like the rocks and spots. Makapu'u is a nice spot.
Well, it's interesting. You're Puerto Rico, where you're from, is right near an amphidromic point, so there probably isn't much of a tide there. Have you noticed when you're growing up?
Not much of a tide change, that's for sure.
Yeah, exactly. Interesting.
Wow.
Yeah, in the
So we have a question in the chat here that either of you could answer. Is this area made up of dead coral, or is it a lava field?
Yeah, this is a lava field. I mean, you see some pillows, some are intact, some are falling down a talus slope. But you can see some lava tubes and pillows here as well. So.
Wow.
The sediment, though, is largely composed, you said, of ancient forams.
Yeah, foram tests, the
So
shells.
that's the shells of old organisms that are, long dead.
Right.
That's the white stuff, the lighter colored stuff.
So then, like when we gather sediment and things, so could they be an indicator of age then too? Would you look at the forams for like age, or like to see how long this environment, or how old this environment is, or would they be something that you would use for that, or could you?
Well, you can date them, but on the surface like this, they're probably very recent.
Oh,
But
okay.
if they actually had thicker sediments, you could actually drill.
Oh.
And take.
Yeah, sorry, I was
different
saying
ones.
long dead in biological terms,
Oh,
not
okay.
geological terms. Depends on what perspective you're talking about.
Nope, good point.
But I mean, since we're talking about foraminifera, they're very important in actually understanding past climate, because they capture signals of what the oceans were like in the past. And if you know how old the fossil is, then you can figure out.
Cool.
I guess they're not fossils at that point, but
I'd call
it's
them
a fossil.
that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool, thank you.
So Emma, can you zoom out on the bathymetry a little bit?
Yes.
Because one of the things we were wondering about, as you zoom out, there's an interesting ledge that kind of surrounds this ridge. And Emma, can you point up to the left?
Up here?
Yeah, to the left more. Left. Yeah, you see there's a little ledge there?
Oh, yeah.
That kind of surrounds that. So we were wondering, is that ledge potentially a carbonate cap?
Huh.
Saying that this may have been above sea level. But as we're climbing up this thing, it looks like it may not be a carbonate cap. We just see lava here the whole time.
Zoom in, please.
What is a carbonate cap?
Yeah.
A carbonate cap, that's when we were talking about geos before in atolls. So it would have been above sea level, and it would have been in the photic zone. So coral reefs could have been forming on it, and that the coral reefs are carbonate and create what we call a carbonate reef, and that would have meant it would have been above sea level, or at sea level at some point, which is really tough because this is about, the top of this thing is what's our depth here?
Wide, please.
About 3,200 meters.
Yeah.
And that means that this thing would have subsided by 3,200 meters over.
That's wild.
And but that's a long time because the seafloor deep, it's about 350 meters times the square root of the time. So if at 100 million years, this thing would have subsided, 3,500 meters, which is close.
Yeah.
But would have meant that this had to have been formed right at the ridge axis.
Yeah.
So, and we're not sure.
This place is cool because the drop-off is just so dramatic.
Yeah.
And anyone who's at home wondering how to look at this map, the farther spaced apart lines are 100-meter in depth difference. And then where we are, when I zoom in, there's 10-meter depth differences with the smaller lines. So we get more detail where we want it.
Yeah, a little.
Thank you, Emma, for that. That's really helpful.
Little talus slope of these nodule things.
Okay.
Yeah, I think probably a lot of them are fused together.
Oh, so that's like one plate of rock.
Well, I mean, they're probably interconnected. I mean, if Josh went down and jostled some, he'd move, but they're all kind of a little sticky together right now.
Okay.
Probably sitting on top of sediment underlying it. Do-do-do-do-do.
Cucumber.
Where?
Yeah. Too bad there's manganese coating on some of these features because you probably see the radiating cooling cracks on these pillows. Very diagnostic.
Look at that?
We'll zoom in, please.
Yeah.
Oh.
Is this different from the ones we've been seeing?
Yeah. It's shaped
Yeah, that might
super
be a Benthothuria.
Oh. Oh.
And it's moving.
Oh.
Oh, and it's gonna go to the bathroom.
Oh, it's gonna swim.
Come wide, please.
We got a swimmer.
We got a swimmer.
Nice.
It's like, I'm out of here.
That was pretty far away from that. I don't know if did I disturb it? I don't know, probably. Yeah. But I'm like, tried to stay pretty far so I didn't.
Yeah, you're really far.
Create some current there, but maybe the lights, I don't know.
I don't think they have light sensors. I would guess it was the current movement. Or
I
the
really
vibration.
tried to sneak up on that one, but I guess
that's okay.
The cucumber's going pretty slow, so.
It's coming right
this is a cool shot, though.
Let's get more stable. Okay, we'll zoom in, please.
Wow.
Wow, that's really nice.
So that's a mouth on top.
Oh, it is.
You can see the feeding tentacles.
Let's get just a bit wider. This is a little hard when it's so tight. Okay, that's great. Thanks.
That's really cool to be able to see the mouth like that.
Yeah.
Right, and then they put the lasers on there to kind of get a sense of size.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank
that's
you.
nice.
We're drifting a bit again, the opposite way.
Okay. What's the conditions like right now? Like
It's
saying
only 17.
17 knots,
Yeah.
2 knots of current.
It's like the first dive when we were just drifting a little bit and then coming back in.
17 knots of wind, 2 knots of current. Okay. I'm just trying to make mental notes of those when it's kind of not handling as well.
Yeah, paelopatides or Benthothuria.
So it looks like we're coming up with a steeper part based on the bathymetry topography as well. So this is an interesting pile of pillows at the top of this mound.
So we have some aerospace nautics students that are working on projects to create silent motors and props. Are those things that would, does Hercules, do their motors produce any sounds that would impact the environment that they're in?
The motor, the electric motor doesn't make much sound, but the hydraulic pump sure does. So the electric motor's driving a hydraulic pump. Hydraulics run our thrusters, the arm, some of the other pumps and cylinders on the ROV. So yeah, that pump is pretty loud, especially probably underwater. I'm sure it's, you can hear it from a ways away.
Oh, okay.
It's a pretty cool project they're working on though.
Yeah.
Yeah. There are other vehicles that are all electric that may have much smaller hydraulic systems on them, which would likely be a little quieter.
Oh, what was that? And then I had another question that came in here. Have any of us seen any genetic mutations at these depths, and are they as common as you would see in the shallower regions of our oceans? Or is it less because they reproduce at a lower rate?
Yeah, that's a good question. Kind of talking about the rate of evolutionary change, I think.
Yeah.
Because, that's how you get selection, and evolution is by, random genetic mutations. And for the most part, generation times in the deep sea are much longer than what you get at surface waters, so it takes longer to reach sexual maturity and be able to reproduce. And so, yeah, evolution takes longer for the most part.
Oh.
And so you are still getting mutations, and change is just slower, which is okay because it's a generally very stable environment. You don't often get rapid changes.
Okay. And then do their reproduction rates, are they slower too because they're in the depth, or does that kind of stay the same as annual reproducing?
No, there's a lot that's not known about reproduction, but at least for fishes, they think that there probably aren't annual spawning events. They're probably every certain number of years, maybe triggered by something like a large food pulse, like what we're seeing here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, cool. I never thought about that either,
Oh, what is that?
Can you zoom in, please?
Oh, it's a fish.
So we've got a group of 14 to 15-year-old explorers visiting us from Florida, and they are at the FAU Harbor Branch Exploration Command Center.
Wow.
So aloha mai.
Welcome
to our mission, our expedition. Thank you for joining us.
So that's another cusk eel.
Ooh, you guys just got to see a cusk eel. We have been getting a lot of questions about Argus, wondering where Argus is. How's Argus feeling? Will we be using Argus?
Argus is still
Argus
here. He's still here. He's still around. But since we're diving at these deeper depths, we have a little bit more movement that we're able to get with Atalanta, but I could let the ROV pilots speak to that.
And aloha, Taylor Ann. Welcome, welcome.
Hello.
Thank you for joining us. How was your ship to shore?
It was
kept
great.
waving at you guys because I see you.
Yeah, it was really fun.
Like it was fun.
Yeah, it was great.
Awesome. Good. Yep. So pilots, if you want to answer that at your
Taylor Ann's totally right. Yeah, Argus is here. It's on the back deck right now. This dive is a good example of why we're using Atalanta, though, because it was planned to be 3,900 meters, which is quite deep. The weather was anticipated to come up this morning, which it started to do. So Atalanta being smaller and less drag and lighter is less tension on our 6/8 cable, which is what we're concerned about in those situations. So right now with Atalanta on there, we're still within a comfortable range of our operating window for tension on our cable, so that's the main reason why.
Thank you, Josh.
Looks like maybe another iridigorgia.
Yeah, right, yeah.
Steve was saying this is pretty deep for them.
Wow. Okay, so I've got a few more questions for our pilots. Let me know when you're ready.
Sure.
Okay. First is, does Herc system, oh, it's the same question. Sorry, it was posted twice. Does Herc system have redundancies such as backup hydraulic systems in case of failure?
No, we don't have backup hydraulic systems, no.
Are there certain characteristics that Herc has to help with any like system shutdowns or failures? Or do you have to just extract?
Yeah, we don't have like too many what we would call like an auxiliary system that we can go to if you know, if things were problematic with one of the systems on board. You know, we can do certain things to get through dives if we're having issues with something like ground faults. For example, you know, if we're having a ground fault in a sensor or something like that, we can just turn it off. And those types of things. And we keep an eye on all the systems, so there's a way we monitor the health, essentially, is what we call. Like, we do a health system check throughout, like, all the time, but also we do a log once every hour, and then we can look at those changes in any of our systems over time. We look at pressures for the most part, and we can kind of get an overall system check on Herc all the time, so, or on both vehicles all the time.
Yeah, Josh, could you come up just a little bit and then show to the
Just show you that hole. Yeah, you can see in the sonar pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, because it's really interesting how in these, quote, nodule riverbed sorts of things,
I know,
that you have this channel, and then on the edges you have sediments with ripples,
and show that
and then you have the extensive beds of look like nodules or these smaller bits. And we've seen this on, you know, a lot of our dives, several of these, this sort of pattern. Very reminiscent of a river channel.
Yeah, like you can even see, I like how it transitions. There's like that sandier transition to the...
So it's like the current's a little stronger in the middle of the channel, and it's winnowing the sediments off to the side where the energy gets a little less. So that'd be like the beach. And then the higher ground would be the land, sort of.
Looks like a setting stage between a battle of the big rocks and the little bitty rocks.
I mean, you almost have like, would you say you'd almost have like an influence of friction against the bigger rocks, like causing it to slow down more?
Oh yeah, I think that's what's happening. The flow regime changes up next to those rocks compared to the flatter area out in the middle.
I can try and run over this way and see if there's where the other side is.
Extensive.
If I can make it over there. Look in the sonar and might be able to see something over there. No, not really.
That's pretty extensive.
Yeah, it goes for a while.
Yeah.
I'm still not over that last one. That was so striking. The last dive.
Oh, that might be the other side.
Not really seeing an edge in the sonar too much. A little bit of harder stuff.
Could be just a rock in the middle.
Yeah, you can see those bright pink sort of dots on the sonar. Those are just probably some of these things right here on the left, just like some little hard rocks poking out, but no real like edge on the other side.
Little nubbins.
Nubbins, it's a technical term.
I will get that into the geomorphology vernacular at some point. That's my goal.
It's a good word.
Are the nubbins in regards to the nodule?
No, it'd be little local high areas.
Oh.
Little
like
islands,
right there?
sort of. Yep.
Oh, that little bumpy in the middle there?
I used to get picked on by my colleagues when we'd be hiking using topographic maps to locate ourselves.
And call them nudgeons?
I'd call it a little local high area, nubbin.
the nubbins.
All right. It's about as far as I can go that way. Yeah, come back.
Okay.
So we did have a question here, Rob. I'll let you answer this one. Are those wave patterns in the sand that we're seeing?
Yeah, they were the ripples.
Yeah, those ripples. Yeah.
And right on the edge between the nodule field and the harder rocks. Yeah, there were definitely ripples and indication current flow.
Yeah. And yes, I'm keeping my mug covered to ensure that I don't get any snowflakes. Or so none of my snowflakes come out. It's my safety zone.
Yeah, and my hiking buddies would always like to distract me and put rocks in the back of my backpack to make it heavier.
Oh, that's messed up, Charlie Brown. Charlie Brown used to always get rocks for Halloween.
Yeah.
I know.
Wonder if they tasted good.
A little bit salty.
It's a little salty. It's just really neat how consistent this marine snow has been throughout the dive.
Yeah, I mean, as soon as we
I'm
put
curious
in,
to see what you find, Liz. Yeah.
well, as soon as we put in, yeah, there's snow, and then there's all sorts of squid and small fish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's pretty interesting that you don't really see, I'm not sure if it's just because it's too deep, you don't really see the extensive amount of coral or sponges that you'd expect to see, so it's not sure if it's the depth aspect of it or if it's your episodic or periodic event sort of thing that's governing this.
Mm-hmm.
Probably both.
Hmm.
But to me, this definitely looks like a episodic event.
Yeah, I'm really curious to see what you find. It'll be neat to...
We just got to come back.
Yeah, right? Oh.
Or stay here.
Oh,
for a few months. See how long it lasts.
I'm going to have to ship my children out then, and my dogs, and the cat.
You may have already asked this question when I was on my interaction, but what are you hoping to find at the top, or what do you expect, or do you have any expectations?
No real expectations.
No?
I mean, I was initially as a geologist, more interested in what was happening along the steep scarps.
Mm-hmm.
I was hoping to be able to see structures, lava flows, dikes, to kind of get an idea of the process that created this, determine if it's a mid-ocean ridge basalt, created the ridge axis, or if it's an ocean island basalt, where it's an off-axis volcanism. But there's a lot of debris flow, and it's not surprising. This is probably tens, maybe 100 million years since this has been formed. And on top, I think I wanted to see if there were, for me, some corals in life and some little oases like we've seen in the other places where you get to the top of these scarps.
Yeah. Guess we'll see what we find in a little bit.
Right.
Yeah, we're only 200 meters away.
Wow.
It's like coral here.
Yeah. Is that a bamboo? Looks.
I think so. It's mostly what we've been seeing.
So we do have a question here in regards to, do you catch any of the snow to see what is in it? And we
zoom in, please.
Actually did grab a slurp right there, Liz. So
yep, just a little bit ago.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I want to take a look at it, see what it is, and
right.
I'm also going to preserve some for future analysis.
Cool. So yeah, so we'll be taking a look at what's going on in the snow.
Yeah, I think that's another bamboo.
Okay, come wide, please.
Is it the same species, you think?
I don't know about same species. They've looked similar, but
I
don't know.
And is that when you have to really do those like microscopic, like look at the lab and ID if they're related at all?
I think so.
That's helpful. Okay.
Is that
What's that?
Big brittle star?
Zoom in,
It looks like it.
I thought it was a shrimp.
Wow.
Oh, it is.
Have we seen more sea cucumbers than you were expecting, Liz? Because we've seen a bunch.
No, it's kind of what I expected. They're actually, as you get deeper, they tend to be more dominant compared to the corals and sponges.
Oh, right. You were saying they tend to do well where other things don't.
Yeah, they're good with the low amount of foods. So, and they're also able to respond rapidly to a big flux event like this. So they tend to increase their activity levels when there's more food around. They're kind of zooming around, scooping it all up, and then they're able to sort of wait and be a little more patient and slow moving when there's less food. Oh, another Basacetus.
Oh, hey.
Yeah, I've always likened doing work in submersibles and ROVs to doing field mapping at night in a Volkswagen with the lights on in a snowstorm.
I like that.
Volkswagen. That was in my dream last night.
We didn't get the dream update.
I know.
That just like triggered, it was a weird bubbly Volkswagen where it's like, oh, look at that beat up. That's all I was thinking.
This might be another sea pen over there.
Looks like a person laying down right there on the right bottom.
Okay, so currently, for our next question, where are you and how deep are you? So we're currently sitting at about 3,293 meters. And we're currently exploring this, this ridge line. I'm going to have Rob explain it a little bit more, but it's a trending ridge line located about 200 nautical miles northwest to the previous dive regions that we were exploring. And what's characteristic about this spot is that there's two steep slopes on both sides of the ridge that are suggestive of a tectonic origin or feature. Yeah. So I'm going to ask you, Rob, if you can elaborate on those details.
If you look at satellite feed 3, Emma is scanning out a little bit to see the general morphology of where we are. And that's where all the tighter contours are, is where we're actually at, coming right near the top of a little seamount, a little conical feature. And roughly we're about 3 days steam.
Okay.
West of 3 or 4 days steam west of Hawaii.
How far away from the top is the ship?
200 meters.
We're within the Johnston Atoll EEZ, exclusive economic zone, near the western edge of it.
Thank you, Rob.
So we still kind of a ways to go.
Zoom in, please.
So, Rob, we have another question for you that just came in. What tectonic activities are you predicting here?
Well, right now, none.
Okay.
I mean, but what this feature looks like, the linear aspect of it makes me think it may be related to some sort of a fracture zone.
Okay.
Or maybe some sort of extensional event along an old transformer fracture zone feature. What's unique, it's oblique to any sort of spreading direction. So it's really enigmatic, both its orientation, its shape, and even some of the features we're seeing on it. So it almost seems like we need to do a little more investigation using some geophysical measurements, mainly gravity, to get an idea of how the elevation here is compensated. Is it higher because it has a thicker root or more, a thicker crust underneath it? Or is it supported by, the strength of the existing lithosphere in the region around is kind of being pushed down?
Wow. Right, I think you were talking about this a little bit last night too when we were in the blue water, which was really helpful. And then just for my understanding, what does enigmatic mean?
Kind of like you, Hoku. A little hard to explain. In a good way.
Right, leaving it to mystery.
In a wonderful, beautiful, good way.
So what are we seeing here? Is it just, I guess some of these smaller, this is another mini nodule garden?
Yeah, I think we're getting a little more sedimentation here on top.
Right, because we're kind of going up.
Yeah, we're right near the top now.
Yeah, 3,200.
And I'm still not sure why that happens as much either.
Yeah.
Why the top seem to be a little more sedimented. You would think it'd be a little more current exposed, but it just may be, maybe the currents aren't as fast here to redistribute the sediment.
Yeah.
Because one of the things I was thinking about is this marine snow might be stuff that's being kicked off the top of here.
Oh,
there's cucumber. Something. Yep. Yeah. Oops. Sorry, hit the wrong thing.
I think by the end of this expedition, we're going to be keen on spotting cucumbers.
Good. I've got everyone. And there's actually another one to the right.
I see that.
Oh, yeah. Where? There's two pretty close.
It was just on the edge of the screen.
Please.
It's gone now.
No, it's off the screen.
Okay. Did they look the same?
They looked a little different.
Oh. So currently we have 2 ROV pilots.
Can we take a look at the one to the right?
ROVs.
Yeah.
Where's the other one, Liz? I don't see it.
It's right there. You can see.
Oh, thank you. I thought that's what that was, and then I thought maybe it was the snow again. Oh, good spot. So we have 2 ROV pilots, and I believe, Josh, you man predominantly the Hercules ROV, and then Michael, you manage the Atalanta?
If we have the time, could we slurp this?
Ooh.
Yes.
Yeah, we're going to have to be quick again about it.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, come on, please.
Have you seen this one before?
Yeah, this is another Amperima. We got one earlier.
Amperima.
I think it's Amperima. It could be penny agony.
Can you get the jar set up?
Yeah. And it looks like it has its mouth right in the bottom of the ripple there where all the good juicy bits are.
So when we're this far laid back, it'd be good to jump on, like if you want to sample some.
Sorry,
like,
I was trying to figure out which one of the 2 I wanted.
Okay. Because it's going to be a little bit of a race here.
Okay.
All right, thank you everybody for your questions. As our pilots gather our sample here, we're going to just hold off on the questions until they're done. But keep popping them in the chat. We're happy to answer.
Is there anything that's open?
Yes, we have starboard box D open.
I need a jar.
There's no more jars open?
Oh, slurps? Yeah, no, there's no more slurps.
You could put it in with the detritus.
Okay, which one was that?
I believe it was 3.
I think it was.
Can you go pump 20%?
3?
Detritus is, 3.
Oh yeah, sorry. Get that going first.
Ugh.
One more. Okay. 20% on the pump.
This is number 3.
Yeah, zoom in a little bit, please.
25%.
Okay.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
There you go.
Come wide, please. Yeah, let her out. It's like speed sampling.
That was very impressive.
Come on.
It'll go. We don't want it to go fast. We want to go slow through the hose.
Yeah, I'm at 25.
It'll go. Hopefully.
that going to ruin your detritus sample?
Okay, I'm just gonna
no, I don't think so.
Yeah, there, 25. I'm just gonna jump up. We can keep that slurp going.
Hoping they get caught or something.
Maybe. Try turn it off for a sec.
It is a bit more goopy.
And turn it back on.
Bump it back up to 25.
Is that 107?
Yes, 107.
Thanks.
Once it's in the jar. Well, I guess it's got nowhere else to go.
I can swim.
Swim back out the hose.
I've seen it happen.
Try just bump it up a little bit more, maybe 30.
30.
There we go.
Oh.
There you go. Turn it up. There you go. Good. Just catching up here.
All right, we're starting to get close to the top.
Okay. So I guess, I mean, it looks like the wind has come down a bit, Josh, so I'm not sure if you're still concerned about...
Every time. We're about 100 meters, the ship is,
yep.
from the top.
Okay.
Yeah, we're still a little ways away. Yeah,
okay.
I'm not too worried about the...
Okay, good.
Our tensions are reasonable.
Good. So we just still have Taylor and space for another rock sample at the top here?
Yes, we do. We have an empty starboard bio box that we could fit one in. And then we can also layer them if we need to.
Okay. Well, we'll see if we do have any sort of oases at the top here.
And then we also have, I guess, forward box Omega open too,
Okay.
if you want a large rock.
It's a nice sea
Zoom in,
star.
please.
That's a sea star? Cool.
Oh.
Oh, pretty.
So the guessing game that I want you to play is I want you to stop the ship where Atalanta is going to end up at the top.
All right.
Not necessarily where the ship is going to be.
Sounds good.
Looks like he's got a full belly.
Yeah.
Okay, well, come wide, please.
Let's look at this.
Yeah, there's a nice one here too. Or no, it's not. That's rocks.
Well, this is a neat area for rock formations. So I have a question here for anyone who would like to answer, but this may be more directed towards our pilots, but how do you prevent low visibility from the silt?
Well, I don't think there's any way to prevent it. It's just the visibility is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've worked in some areas in the coastal areas where you literally can't see the front of the ROV.
Ooh.
Wow.
Yeah.
Bridge nav. Can
What do
we make a
you
course
do
of
to help guide you
255?
through those areas?
Thank you.
I have a question here that I think Taylor Ann would be best able to answer. So how many samples can you pick up on a dive, and how do you decide what to collect?
Yeah, so we have a lot of space for samples, but I guess it depends on what you're collecting and what things you can and cannot mix in our boxes. So in the front, we have a forward bio box with two partitions or two sections that can hold two large samples. And then on the side, we have the starboard bio box, which has, what is it, 1, 2, 3, 6 boxes. And those are of various sizes. So we have 4 small ones and 2 medium-sized. And then we also have our slurp jars, which is what we've been using with that vacuum hose that you've been seeing. And we have 7 of those jars that can hold samples. So that's, you know, if you're holding 1 sample per bin. But right now it looks like we're layering on the rocks, and we have a couple of rocks in a couple of boxes. So yeah, and we have a lot of room for samples for, you know, considering where we are. I think, and with what most ROVs might be able to hold, I think Herc is pretty good.
And we also had the 6 independent water sampling.
Right, the
yeah,
Niskins.
Can I take a look at what we have?
Yep.
Sure.
How many Niskins do we still have available?
So far, it looks like we've only fired 1.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, look at that. This is an interesting area.
It's a little tunnel there.
Yeah, there's some on top there
cool.
too.
Cool, thanks.
We'll zoom in, please.
Did you see Steve's comment?
No, I didn't.
That's a cool photo on the sextant.
Yeah, that is a cool sextant photo there too, yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Hey, come wide, please. This is pretty cool rock features here.
So I think this kind of has, so this question might be geared towards both Liz and Yvonne, I believe. And it just relates to the question, are there certain species that you're prohibited from collecting, and if so, why? So my assumption would relate to permitting and then environment, but...
So we're limited on the number of samples we can take per dive, but for these deep sea species, there's no like single species that we can't sample.
Yep. Yeah, can we pull a Niskin right here? I mean, there's something here. It's not like a major garden or anything, but...
Want to pull a Niskin here?
Yvonne, did you want to build on that question?
Just no, Liz answer with is correct.
Can you just retract the camera?
Thank you.
Where'd it go, where'd it go?
That port, the PT retract.
There it is.
Retract, yeah. I'm also kind of hoping to get some of the flock too, because I'm not sure of the integrity of the stuff that was in the one.
Yeah. I mean, before we go up, we might as well just pull the rest of the Niskins.
Yeah.
Hope we catch some.
Yep.
It's all the way back?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
We're 2 fired.
Yep. Okay, can rack it forward.
We could almost just throw out a plankton net at the surface too.
That'd be so cool.
That's true. We did see it at the
happy.
surface. Do we have a net?
I don't know.
I have one at home.
Go get it.
It's on the canoe.
Oops.
Yeah, these are some nice lava formations at the top here.
They are really neat.
Why did that open?
So would this be like another hour on bottom?
Actually, I mean...
Yeah, I guess we're almost there.
Yeah, I guess we can explore the summit for about another hour. Emma, if you get a chance, can you pull up the zoom out a little bit?
Oh, that's a good Atlanta pick.
Do you want more zoom out?
Yeah, zoom out more. Yeah, so if we want to kind of move
Can you turn off the porch light too?
to the west,
Thanks, Steve.
off the slope. I know it's not ideal to go down slope like this, but just kind of look around, see what's off on the flatter areas.
Oh, that's so cool.
Oh, wow. That's really neat. Excuse me.
It's almost like a Star Trek stage set.
Yeah.
I think I've seen this episode.
Is it the Trouble with Tribbles one?
Hopefully not. Oh, is that what all this detritus is?
Yeah.
Little tribbles?
Tribble dandruff. This is a neat area.
Geologically. Seem to change quite a bit as we near the top.
Yeah, a lot more dramatic rock formations.
Just look at that.
That's close enough.
That's a cool shot.
Yeah. Holding it for a little bit so we can get to it later.
Yeah, we'll zoom in, please.
Is that Benthothuria?
Yeah, it looks like it.
We haven't seen a lot of those. I
No.
feel like I was expecting to see more.
And then what's above it?
Nope.
Is that another branching bamboo with a crinoid?
Yeah, I think it is. It's a lot of crinoids.
Yeah.
Wow, yeah.
It's being taken over.
Whole village.
It's cool to have the stuff in the water to really visualize the current.
Yeah.
Come wide, please.
It helps. But what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 crinoids. Wow, that's a lot of crinoids. So Emma, as our now, oh,
Is there another
Did you see
big
something there?
anemone down here?
Oh, yeah.
oh, good stalk. Wow.
And
That
a
one
sea
is-
star up here.
Oh, look
Or
at
is that a brittle star? That's
that.
brittle star.
1, 2,
I-
3, 4, 5, 6,
Was that the
7.
anemone that she wanted?
No, I think it's a purple
No, yeah,
one.
that's purple.
Oh, that's pretty.
Wow.
Oh, that's big.
This one does
Is
have
there
a
a
job.
second one in behind it?
Yeah, it looks like there's two. That's really cool with the really long tentacles.
Yeah. Probably doesn't have a job. Just kidding.
Yeah, so it looks like the current is coming from south to north over the top of this ridge.
And then anemones.
Oh, there's two.
Yeah.
Anemones.
Little baby one.
Yeah. Oh, look at.
I know that some anemones can reproduce
Come
asexually
wide, please.
Cool.
with like just budding off. I have no idea if that's what's happening here, but possible.
Well, and what is that a sea star off to the left there, Liz? I've been counting the
I
legs.
missed it. Oh, that's
Like
a
a-
crinoid.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
it was okay.
I believe so.
Okay.
Just from the way that the arms are kind of curling.
Okay. I was
Whoa.
counting the arms, and they're like.
Oh, I thought that was a fan.
Wow.
I did
Thought so
too.
at the
Oh,
beginning.
yeah,
Yeah.
right?
I was like, that's a big sponge or a coral.
Mhm.
But that's the rock
Yeah.
slate, right?
Wow.
Yeah, that's
Looks
just
like
a
something
rock.
slid down it.
Well,
Oh.
I gotta come up here
Yeah.
to back up.
Oh,
Come
wow.
up. I'm on a
Oh.
bit of an
Wow.
underhang here.
Whoa.
Oh my goodness.
The
yeah, that
Atalanta
was
cam is
strong.
crazy.
Oh my
Wow.
gosh.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm coming up full here.
Copy. I didn't notice it until it happened.
Wow.
Yeah, sorry, I gotta scoot up a little bit here.
Yeah.
So why would the rock formations up here be so much different at this point? Like so much more jagged and steep?
So much cooler.
Yeah.
Well, this is probably the last of the eruption
Okay.
stuff coming out the top.
So then these would be younger?
I
Relatively.
Oh, you've
Relatively, okay.
overshot.
This may be the last bit that came out.
Because Atalanta's going to have at the stern of the ship, right?
I like, yeah.
Yeah.
Bridge nav.
Back there on the other side.
Can we hold position? I thought that since it was so far behind that it might end up over here.
Yeah, maybe. I don't think it's going to end up at the bow, though.
Oh, yeah, that's too fair.
That's okay. Make it work. We can always adjust to, it just takes a long time, right? It takes another like 10 minutes just to get Atalanta moving. But we got time, we're good. All right, catch up here a little bit.
Should I move forward a little bit?
Let's just wait. We'll wait till it settles out.
Okay.
Well, what's
overhang
happening
kind of
here?
snuck up.
Yeah,
I like look from like, whoa. I had to like back up and like start coming up that.
I didn't see anything in the sonar, and I thought it was like a cliff. It looked like a cliff because it was so harsh on the shadow.
Yeah, that rock is cool, that size, or that shape. Another riverbed over here.
I like that sound effect.
River, quotes, obviously.
It looks like it, yeah.
Oh, that's really neat too, that those gardens again.
I guess it just goes to show how the light does play like tricks still.
It's a bit of a ledge here, it looks like.
Okay. So I've got two questions coming in here, one for our ROV pilots and one for our scientists. So I'll start with our scientists. Are you folks observing a lot of decline in the coral anemone population because of temperature change? And is it the same? And is it at the same rate as in more shallower areas?
I don't think that that's been observed yet, but it's also, a lot of this is the first time we're seeing it, and so it's really hard to know, you know, if there's an increase or a decline or anything like that when this is the first time we're surveying most of these communities.
Right, so then perhaps this information could be sort of a baseline understanding, and then if we come back and repeatedly, then we can get a better sense of if that's something that we're
Zoom in, please.
capturing or observing over time. Cool. Thank you, Liz. And then for ROV pilots, whenever you're ready.
Yeah, go ahead.
What is the worst situation you've been in with the ROV?
Come wide, please. The worst situation? I don't know. That's I guess it depends on your definition of the worst type of situation.
Does that mean there are multiple?
I mean, several things can certainly go wrong, but I mean, you know, dead vehicles, you lose comms, you lose power, you know, those types of things, and depending on your environment, you know, can present some dangers to the vehicles, but
yeah, I remember, was it last year? During ONC, we got caught up in like traps and
Right.
wraps.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
like,
fishing gear, things like
Wow.
that. Yeah.
and it tangled up the tether pretty bad.
Yeah.
Wow. Were you able to get the ROV out, or?
Yep, still
Yeah,
here.
we had to cut it. We had to cut the, we had to grab it and then cut off the netting using the arms.
Where was this? What?
This is off of, on the west coast, upper northwest coast.
Oh.
Yeah. And it looked like it was old too, so it just made it worse because everything was just all like growing on it.
Right.
And he was like, I can't tell what's what. That was pretty intense.
It's an interesting shaped rock right there, a little column
Yeah.
almost.
Even the way that is that one rock, or it looks like a bunch of rocks stacked on each other right here.
Can you zoom in, please?
Oh, like those Instagram posts?
Someone's been making cairns down here.
There's
oh, I
Karens
see.
down
It's
here?
kind of just a,
Yeah.
it's like a little,
Just kidding.
little end of another.
We call them Kale in Hawaii. Nah.
But I'm surprised the
Come wide, please.
ROV pilots don't make cairns down here just to mark their path.
So they don't get lost?
Yeah. This is interesting. This flatter area almost, I'm just wondering if there's a little collapsed caldera on the top of this at the mouth of the volcano. Because we're pretty much right at the peak now.
Oh. Oh, we're pretty much getting close to waypoint 3 there. Okay.
Yeah, or just
I mean, you didn't see it in
pretty
the
much at
maps,
the top,
but
maybe a little further.
the map may not resolve these sorts of features.
Yeah, we're not expecting any stacks or anything like that, right?
I wouldn't think so, no.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of leaning towards. I was hoping, but I was leaning towards no. That'd be so cool.
Yeah, 1,000 meters shallower, this would be pretty cool, I bet.
You don't think sea cucumbers are cool?
What?
That's why they're called cucumbers, because they're cool as cucumbers. I don't know, I wasn't at the meeting, so of why they named them cucumbers.
I feel like I have a pretty good guess.
So we have a question coming in from France. Aloha, France. They wanted to know if it's possible to find lava tubes or caves at this depth in this kind of an area. And I think you might have mentioned something about that, Rob.
Yeah, I think we have seen some lava tubes here. I mean, nothing really large.
Okay.
Not like some of the ones you see on land, like in Western Washington or Oregon. But there definitely are some. I mean, even in the shot right now, that may be an old lava tube.
Really?
That's kind of fallen off.
Right there, that one that's sunken in.
Well, you see some of these hollowed out rocks, maybe a part of an old lava tube.
Are there any that are quite large where you can actually go into the tube or like look?
Well, I mean, at the ridge axis maybe, but I haven't seen anything here that's large enough for the...
Okay.
Can you zoom in, please?
Mahalo, France.
So we got a bamboo to the right.
Yeah.
What is that to the left there?
Chrysogogia?
I need my glasses.
Or is it black?
Or it could be a Benthothuria. It just looks a little rough.
Oh.
I'm not sure though.
It's like,
I
I
can't
feel like
really
it's
tell.
more branched than Benthothuria, but...
Oh, Stauropathes. We collected one of these, I think, yesterday.
Oh, okay, cool.
Thanks, Steve.
Okay.
Okay, come wide. Get a little caught up in the current there.
Yep, I'm bugging it.
Well, that's a nice rock.
Do your hands ever get tired from being so like delicate on the joysticks all the time? Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Excited.
Yeah, sometimes I get this little carpal tunnel almost like.
hold them to still.
What is this thing? Got a sponge?
Oh, look at that coral. It looks pretty tall.
Stalk crinoid, maybe? Oh, was
Umbellapathes, maybe? I can't really tell from here.
Yeah, this angle, it could be anything. Oh no, it's maybe a...
Oh yeah.
Benthothuria. Or...
It's definitely a black coral. Yeah, I'd say that looks like a Benthothuria. But it, yeah. Is it covered in that the marine snow sedimentation?
Yeah,
you think?
it's hard to tell. I thought those were polyps on the stalk, but maybe not.
Yeah.
Come wide, please. Let's do it more.
And then we got some big.
It's hard to hold her steady. This might be a cool shot for the sextant camera if I kind of settle down here. We'll sit on the rock.
I think it has a shrimp associate.
Oh yeah, by the base.
And little crinoids on it.
I think that's an ophiuroid by the base.
Oh yeah.
About the port trunk?
There's probably about a good amount of light there, I think.
It's a nice shot.
Zoom in, please.
I'm sorry, Liz, what is this again? No?
I think Yvonne asked a question. I didn't hear him.
I didn't hear.
Yeah, I was wondering what this is.
Looking at that rock in Atalanta, that's pretty cool.
I'm not sure.
Well, Steve mentioned it might be an alternative pathes.
That was the previous one.
That was? Okay.
Yeah, I think this is a bamboo.
Okay, come wide, please.
Yeah.
Yep, bamboo.
Sea star there.
Oh yeah. Zoom in, please.
Sponge is wearing headphones.
Come wide. Little corals there as well.
Yeah, can we look at these corals? Or
Yeah, let's try a better spot here.
Step over real quick.
Oh.
Zoom in, please.
Is that another Benthothuria?
That's my thought.
That or Astaropathes, but yeah, this one's Benthothuria.
Oh, come on. Probably the top of this hill is probably the top. The top of this hill is probably the tippy top of this thing, I would bet.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, there's stuff there.
Some of that, is that a big hunk of that dead sponge?
Oh, yeah, maybe.
Can you zoom in, please? That's probably the biggest thing that we've seen. Like,
It's got a little ophiuroid on it. What is this thing? It's like clear jelly stuff on it.
Maybe some tunicates or?
Yeah. Huh.
yeah, come wide, please.
Well, the Atlanticam is underrated. So cool.
You're welcome.
And then let's look at the coral.
Oh, what's that there?
Oh, there's sponge.
I gotta get a shot of that, I'm not quite sure. Yeah, so the sonar just got completely clear.
This is the top.
I think this is the top right
3190
here.
meters.
As we gaze off into the distance.
Plant the flag.
Did we bring one? Did I put it in? I forgot.
I was
See if I
15
can.
Do we want to pull a Niskin here?
meters off of my goal here.
Can we
Yeah,
zoom
we
in,
got plenty.
Dave? See if I can get a angle on that.
How many
It's a
more
little
Niskins do we
tricky.
have left?
I think we've
Who's
only
that
done
under
2.
there?
What's that white thing?
Yeah, we've only
Sponge?
done 2 so far, so.
It's weird that it's tucked underneath.
Weird.
Yeah, I can't really get a clear. Maybe
Yeah.
come wide. I might try a different. Try a
It's
different
interesting.
spot.
Normally they're up on top, so I wonder why that one's underneath.
I wonder if it gets good catch or something, you know, like if that's a good spot for it to gather or collect things. So we do have a question here. Do you ever leave behind markers or beacons that continue to collect data? So for this particular expedition, we're not going to be doing that, but I believe it has been mentioned that it has happened before in past cruises.
So there are what we call cabled observatories. These are certain areas where they leave equipment on the seafloor that measures things like water characteristics, currents. Sometimes you also have a camera that'll record animals moving by on the seafloor.
Nice.
And seismics.
Oh, right.
Oh.
Geology.
Gotta remember the seismics.
So yeah, there's a couple of those. There's one north of Oahu.
I was just gonna ask.
And then there's one off the coast of British Columbia.
Neat.
And one off the coast of Oregon.
Wow.
Right.
And one off the coast of New England.
Oh, there is?
Oh, my.
Zoom in, please.
Pioneer Array.
Oh.
Oh, that's a nice.
But the one off
Angle.
of Oahu is the deepest one.
Wow, look at
how
that,
deep is that
Liz.
one?
Like, see how it's positioned?
Weird.
That's very weird.
Yeah, and see how underneath there it seems like there's a little bit more of that like cupping, or the tail of it down there. Oh, whoa. That's a nice shot.
Like
Have we seen one like this before?
No, I don't think so.
No.
Not on this watch.
Steve is wondering if this is sampleable. I'm thinking probably not.
Oh yeah, challenge me.
Challenge.
Yeah, I think we could.
Yay, we got plenty of time.
Let's
we've
come wide.
got some
I don't
requests.
know if I'm swinging still.
I think you're probably swinging a bit. Yeah, we can come wide. You're probably swinging a wee bit, but it's subtle. So let's see. We've got, guess I could try and pick a piece because the jars are full, right?
Yeah.
Except for the flush jar.
Oh.
The old backup.
F is for final.
Okay, so thank you for posting your questions in our chat. Our pilots are going to be gathering a sample here, so we'll get back to your questions as soon as we're done with that.
Let's see.
Yeah, Josh, if you get this, we'll put your picture on a raw cereal box.
Well, it's interesting on the back side of that, too.
It's camouflaged.
Is that fallen over? What is going on
It looks
here?
like that part of it's dead, maybe.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, that's really
Something's
cool.
really funky there.
It looks like you can maybe put it in lambda, forward lambda.
Just like just try and grab a little piece of it, and hopefully it doesn't float. Huh.
So Liz, just for my orientation, is that the same sponge we were just looking at, but we're just looking at it from a different angle?
Yeah.
Okay, and then on the back side there potentially is another part of it, but perhaps it's dead?
That is my thought.
Okay, thank you.
Bless you.
Hola.
Steve says it's probably going to be pretty fragile, so it's going to have to be a decent chunk
Okay.
of a...
That is not going to work. Back up a little bit here. I think you're going to have to come down. You're pulling me. You might have to move the ship towards Atalanta a little bit.
Yeah.
I can give you another couple meters.
Bridge nav. Can we do a 30-meter move at 130?
So we're thinking, if Steve's listening, are we thinking that like try and tear a piece off with the arm, or do you want to try and suck some into the flush jar?
He's definitely listening, and he's typing.
Yep, figured.
You can zoom in.
He said either option
Atlanta,
works.
Either option.
Since we're not
Thanks,
gonna be
Steve.
Get a tight shot.
Cool sexting camera.
Yeah. Can you come down? Just come down about 3 meters.
Another 3?
Yeah. What's your altitude, say?
26.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Come down a wee bit.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, there's a current here, but it doesn't seem as strong as we've seen before.
There you go. That's it.
Zoom in, please.
Look at that. Oh, yeah.
That's a great Argus or Atalanta shot, too.
Oh, yeah, I can get
That's
the good
good
ones when they let me get low.
Yeah. So, Dave, how low can you go?
It's
Can you give me some bubble?
It's all about...
Can you give me some bubble camera, please?
oh, yes, I'm sorry. Is that good, or you want me to?
Yeah, I'm still a ways away.
So Liz, just looking at these two this imagery, are they two sponges, or is it the same sponge but half of it's not a living? Okay. It's just
I think it's one sponge.
Oh,
I
okay.
can't reach.
Oh, you were muted.
Okay, well, come on, please.
It just looks
Must get
different.
closer.
Bridge nav.
Whoa.
Can we hold position here?
Well, we're going the wrong way. Which way did you send them?
Right, to go this way, so Atalanta comes over here.
What was your bearing that you gave them, though? Like 100? 130?
Yeah.
So you needed to go one reciprocal of that. I need to move the ship.
Oh.
Oh, no, you're right. No,
Okay.
sorry. Sorry, I was thinking the other way around.
It's all good. I was like, oh no.
What is the...
So that view from Atalantis looks like the current's kind of strong right here.
Yeah, it's jostling around. The thrusters are work very hard.
Yeah.
No, sorry. I got my mind twisted around there for a sec.
You're
good.
pretty focused on that.
I'm going to ask Taylor and, I'm going to hold off on questions until we're done collecting the sample.
Why am I spinning in a circle?
Well, let's see how this works. Go zoom in, please. Oh, that is really further away. That's really in, like in a cave almost. Like it's a lot further away than it looks.
Yeah, you're about to pass the threshold of that rock right above the arm.
Yeah. Okay, that's not gonna work either. It will zoom out, please. I might have to try a different approach.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I don't know. Let's see here. Please come a little wider on Atalanta just so I can kind of see more of my surroundings there. Thanks. I don't know if I can get in there. It's like a well protected.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you want the white bits of the sponge? Like you don't want to come up from the top?
Well, I don't know like how to like, yeah, sure. I'd love to, how to do that.
Yeah, we want the white, but I mean, if you came from the other side.
Yeah, maybe I just don't know how I fit in that little wedge there.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying the problem solving now.
Could you reach a little bit farther with the slurp?
Yeah, I think I'd have to get a little closer to the hose. Yeah, might be able to, but let me just try this here.
Kind of push against. Oh yeah, it's right there. Do you want to use the magnum to hold on?
Yeah, we can try. I'm gonna try just a little side push here. Emma, you see the button on the top row that's the closest to you? Can you push that? Yeah. Thanks.
Congratulations, you're a pilot.
It's official.
We'll send you a t-shirt soon.
I'm looking forward to it.
I'm still waiting on mine.
I'm just worried she may have violated union rules.
Oh, this looks like it has some potential at this angle.
It's like buried under there.
Yeah.
That's still further away than you think.
Yeah, like it's...
right?
I thought it was going to be a lot closer.
Yeah.
Steve says we can skip it, but we have time.
One more try.
If nothing else, we can do a max zoom.
If only we could do the Herc equivalent of a blind reach. Just.
Yeah, there's no way I could get it from that other side.
No.
It's way too far down there.
Look down.
This is when we need our pokey stick.
You need one of those like claw grabbers, the little dinosaurs? Extend the reach.
Oh, the gophers?
Yeah.
Look at that shrimp laughing at us. That's a cool section shot, though.
That's a nice shot.
Kind of looks like a cat's head,
Right?
that rock.
Oh, yeah.
From Atlantis, that view from Atlantis.
No, from the Herc.
Oh.
See the cat's nose and eyes there?
Oh, wow.
So if it's not an inconvenience now, there is a question.
Oh, there you got it.
For the
Okay.
scientists.
All right.
Oh, wow.
Well,
so
before I
close.
start, let's get a zoom
Almost.
on there before I disturb it.
Great.
Looks like cauliflower.
Yeah, you're so wound up.
Wow.
Or macaronis.
Those look like little mac and cheese.
Oh,
Oh,
there's
yeah,
a
like a
sea
little
star.
star, yeah.
Yeah, it's a sea star.
Wow.
And is that a cucumber? Up to the left.
Oh my God.
Not to be that
No.
person.
Oh my God.
Oh.
I don't want it. I
Just
just
see what you want to see.
I guess it's a little bit of a sponge.
So is that one of the slime? Is that a slime star
I
officially,
don't
or
think
is that
so.
okay?
Is that the camera moving, or is that me?
It might be predating.
The jostle?
No, just we kind of slid to the side a bit there.
A cookie star,
I think it was a camera.
like an
Because
asteroid.
the bubble,
Yeah.
bubble seems to be the same
Funny
spot.
asteroid.
Okay.
Macaronis, cauliflower.
The fortune
Are we
cookie
getting
stuff.
hungry?
I'm
It's
thinking,
almost
Cookie
lunchtime.
star.
Yeah, very much.
I'm kind of thinking
Lunch
slurp
cauliflower.
is probably the best. Let's come a little wider. It seems very like, I can touch it if you want, but let's come wider and then just thinking that
Oh, there's
it's
your
really
shrimp.
delicate. Like it will zoom back in, please.
Oh.
Yeah, like I'm thinking I could slurp that and it'll just kind of break off.
Sure.
Yeah, go
Good.
for it.
So let's set up we'll have to do it in the flush jar because it's the only one that's empty.
All right, yeah, I'll note that.
So let's set up the flush and we'll run it a little bit.
Copy. Let me flush the flush.
Flush the flush.
Nope, nope, nope.
Gotta turn it a bit, I think.
Yeah, I don't.
There it
There you
goes.
go. I got unturned. All right.
Yeah. Steve writes push core. No, just joking. Not really.
Huh.
Yeah, did that trick for him one time before, but not this one.
So this one's gonna have quite a bit of sediment in it.
Yeah, we can run it for a bit. Just give her full blast for a little bit till it cleans out.
All right, giving it the beans.
Yeah, full beans.
Looks like one of those lottery things.
Oh, right. Oh, what was that in there?
And our first number is
What is
Yeah.
that? Oh, is that a
nodules.
rock? What are those
Uh,
in here?
Okay, so
Sediment.
let's maybe start
yes.
at,
No, there's little pieces there.
let's start at 30.
Off to the
We'll
right.
see.
all right, bringing it down to 30.
We'll zoom in, please.
They're about this big.
Oh,
30%. So,
Yeah, you see him? Interesting.
Oh, and
Oh,
of course
no.
the arm is hitting the rock.
Oh, no.
Okay, we'll come wide just a bit, please.
Is
Okay,
it strong enough to
my
have you
arm
power up the
geometry
suction to like just get in?
oh, we can get it.
Where there's a will, there's a
I'm at
way.
my max extent of the
I can-
hose there.
I can give it some nitro beans.
Yeah.
Oh, this sample is just.
You have to do it at this point.
Well, I know, but
you
I can't pull past the max of the hose. I'll break.
Yeah.
Break something.
Let me see.
There's a Jawa inside that cave staring at us. No Star Wars fans?
yeah, I see.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, let's zoom in, please. Is it running still?
It is running. And you're just like that much off.
Oh, there we go.
Oh.
Yeah, there it is.
Okay, I can. Is that 30? You want to get more?
Yeah, let's give me a little bit more.
More juice.
Just a little bit at a time.
40?
Yes.
There it is.
Wow.
Success. Thank you, Sponge.
Just like boba tea.
How much do you want, do you think? Oh, that's enough.
okay,
Okay,
That's it. I think that's
There
what
we
we're
go.
getting.
So
That's probably good.
Yep.
Okay.
We got it.
Awesome.
Yay.
Great job, Josh.
Nice job.
All right.
So would you consider this a success?
Yeah.
Were you
Put all
preparing
that
that one for a while?
Yeah,
I heard
holding
Oku
on to
say
that
it. I
one
said,
for
I got to
a
get this
long
one in.
I didn't say it. I wasn't encouraging him. I didn't even ask the slurp question, okay?
think all of it's in now.
Yeah.
You want a rock?
It, yeah.
No, just kidding.
All right.
All right, are we ready for some more questions?
Yeah.
All right, Yvonne, take it away.
Oh yeah, now that we were on a species that hasn't been seen often, the question is, how often is a completely new species found on these dives?
It happens. I don't know on these dives how frequently.
Yeah, like I'm not sure an actual estimate, but from my experience being out for 4 seasons, I think I've been able to witness one new species come through our lab that was like in the process of being described as we collected it. So it was one of the first samples. I believe it was like a carnivorous sponge or something like that.
Wow.
So it does happen, yeah. Yeah, because we haven't explored these areas before, so it's always a possibility.
So Taylor Ann, do we have space for one more sample, rock sample?
Yes, we do.
Can we zoom out?
Yeah, we have
Atalanta,
space for 2.
Well,
just a bit.
I think I'd just be happy with one if if Josh could find
There you go.
a happy one.
Yeah, I think a rock will be a little easier than that one.
Oh no, we're going this rock in particular, we're gonna have to slurp it.
Yeah, I want the one just under that sponge, please.
We want to compare densities.
Because I'm pretty sure these rocks are in place.
Yeah, they look very much in place.
To the untrained eye.
So as we're looking for rocks, I have an ROV question, and it comes from a pilot who flies planes. Have you ever had Hercules get caught in a downdraft or whatever the ocean equivalent might be to that feeling?
I mean, we definitely get pushed down by current in certain situations where you have like downflows, but nothing that would really like impede our progress or our ability to maneuver.
Right, it's seeming like what's happening right now is, I was wondering if this would be like a equivalent or a feeling of downdrafting with what the currents are doing and how it's moving Atalanta around a lot.
No, Atalanta's going to swing where it's going to swing.
Okay.
Yeah, Atalanta is what we call like layback, so there is current pushing it away from the ship. In this case, it's off to the port side of the ship.
Cool.
So yeah, so the currents are because we're at 3,100 meters, you get more layback just because it's so deep. So you think of like a pendulum.
Ah, I see.
The pendulum, and like as you're walking, the longer it is, the more it is going to swing back, even though you're not really doing
pendulum in the wind kind of thing.
Yeah.
One of these rocks down here?
Yeah, any of those.
Okay.
These all look great.
Thank you. Thanks, Scott. Thank you, pilots. Another question that came in was if we ever got that shrimp sample, and I believe we did. Taylor Ann, did we get a shrimp sample?
I can check.
Yeah, we did. I saw it in the slurp.
Yep, slurp jar number 4.
Got another cute.
It's a spiny one.
Oh.
Yeah,
Cool. It's a synallactid.
It wasn't a little tiny shrimp, though.
It wasn't a little tiny.
No?
A little tiny.
Was it a jumbo shrimp? Oh, this one looks different.
Yeah, this is a synallactid cucumber. I wish I hadn't filled everything up, because then now I want this one instead. I didn't think we'd find this kind.
Your tilt on the sextant camera. Where's
Yeah, and could you scoop it
there it
and
is,
put it in a box?
Oh,
it's at the very bottom.
If there's room, is there room in any boxes?
We
I mean,
do
I know
have
we're
2
about
boxes.
to take another rock.
Yeah, we do have 2 boxes open. We have forward omega and starboard D.
These ones tend to be a little more robust, so you might be able to grab it with the claw. Or
the claw.
The claw.
Too bad the rock is big. You could pick up a 2 for 1.
Oh, bummer, right? Oh, what's going on? Oh, that's the rock.
Oh, it's a loose rock that we just kind of, they got in our way.
Would that be in the forward box?
Yeah, forward if I'm gonna. Do you want me to try and claw? Are you sure?
Yeah.
Every time we grab a sample,
scoop?
I'm like, the tank is
Or
clean.
the scoop, but I think it should be okay with the claw.
Yeah, okay.
If you squish it, you can blame me.
All right, thank you everyone for posting your questions. We're gonna be collecting another sample here, so I'm gonna hold off on the questions until we're complete with that collection. But please keep them coming.
Okay, I'm gonna just pull the camera back. And we'll get the...
What's the ID on this one?
Do we have anything?
Synallactida is the family, but I'll have to look and see if I get a...
Do we have anything floaty in the front?
No, there's
No,
nothing
just
in
a
there.
piece of coral
Okay.
in the other
Let's open it
box,
up.
but it's not floaty.
I don't think that we're going to hit that rock.
Oh, just go slow. Just give it bumps. I think we'll be okay.
Okay, yeah, we're good. We're good. We're good.
Now get the light on. Okay, so I'm gonna go out here, and then when I grab, if I can grab it, once I'm bringing it back, you can retract the camera.
Copy.
Can you zoom in, please? That's good. Oh, a little bit. Oh, yeah, thanks.
Can you zoom in on Atalanta? Right there. Oh, got it. Don't you dare.
That's one way.
Be cool.
We're just giving you all the challenging samples.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't really, that wasn't my best work.
That was deliberate.
If you think it would be easier with the scoop, you can go for
I
it.
just don't want to completely squish it.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Okay, come wide and pull the camera back.
Oh, that looks really spiky in the bubble.
Yeah, these ones don't
look at
squish
that.
as easy. Oh.
Right into the box, right into the box. No!
Wide right.
That fun it.
Shoot.
Okay, we gotta send right now.
Sorry about that.
That's okay.
Those sea cucumbers don't look like much, but boy, are they hard to get.
Right.
They're very floaty.
Okay, well, why don't we grab a rock and I'm going to ignore George's ridiculous remarks right now.
I didn't hear it.
And then I'll just back up and we might see it again.
Especially if we just lift up.
Okay, let's
How many extent? Oh, you got it.
Perfect. Gather a little happy rock
Oh, that's
here.
a nice rock.
Good size.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you.
okay.
Don't
Oh,
let
it's
it
not
float
on the
away.
bottom.
No.
Too soon. Come on.
I'm sorry.
It
Too
floats
soon.
away.
Too soon.
What's going on with the rock?
Thank you.
Success. Great.
Let's close that, and then I'm just
And
gonna
that is sample number 110. The sponge was 109.
Oh, there it is. I see it on the starboard side.
The sea cucumber?
Yeah,
Oh, there it is on the
Where?
rock.
I saw it on the starboard cam.
Dang. Oh, is it right in front of it? Did you see it on the pebbles?
I see it. I think I see it.
Okay.
Is that it right there?
I'm not
Or is
seeing
that a
it.
shrimp?
I saw something purple to the left.
Oh, I see what you're looking at.
I don't think it's that. I think it's a shrimp.
That looks like a shrimp.
Yeah.
That one?
Yeah, I saw it in the starboard cam for a second.
Was it on the pebbles?
No, I just saw it floating by the box, like in the... All right. Well, yeah.
Oh, there.
Where are you looking?
Right in front of the slurp on the rock. It could just be a shadow.
It's probably up in the water column still,
Oh, okay.
maybe.
Is it not? Is it back there? There's a little something.
I think those are rocks. It's not a red color. Yeah, it may have lived to see another day.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
All right.
Do we need anything else here, or
No,
people ready to
I
come
think
up?
we could pop the niskins and go up.
Okay,
Okay.
make it so.
All right.
All, you want to pop them all?
I'm gonna pop the niskin.
Yeah, because we
Okay.
want to see if we can get any of the detritus.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm not giving up my hunt yet.
I know.
Okay. Well, pop the niskins.
I'm all turned around now.
Here, I'll turn around. We're still in the same place.
So mahalo everyone for submitting your questions. As soon as we're done collecting our water samples, I'll go ahead and start asking these questions. We have a secondary watch name suggestion of the elusive cucumber.
That's a good one.
Still too soon.
They don't want to go in the box.
Okay, 3.
Yes, Niskin 3.
Fired.
Hey, 4.
I see. Oh, okay.
Fired. 5. Oh, this is where they get tricky.
Oh.
Got him.
And 6.
Yay. Excellent. Thank you very much,
Yes.
everyone.
Very cool. Okay.
Best enigmatic ridge survey ever.
All right, I'm going to start opening the floor up again to questions here for everyone. I think Michael might have touched on this in regards to the movement of Atalanta, but what is causing this movement in the deeper oceans? Are these so?
Do you mean like from the camera's perspective?
Yeah. So there is the question. They were surprised at the amount of movement Atalanta was making, and they were assuming that the swell from surface waves would kind of cause this. But what causes that in the deeper oceans?
It's still a swell of the swell because we're still connected by a steel cable straight to the ship. So every time the ship goes up, Atalanta moves up, and then it comes back down as the boat comes down, and vice versa. And then couple that with the current, you know, it could easily jostle around much like it is now.
Right.
Sorry, just to confirm with Nav, those samples were 111, 112, 113, and 114.
Gotcha.
Awesome. Thank you, Taylor.
Wow, well over 100 samples.
Yeah, some good stuff going on there.
And because Atalanta's like not as heavy as Argus,
okay.
So it is more susceptible to the movements as it's coming back down and stuff and turns.
Thank you, Michael.
Okay, so is that, are we officially done and we're heading on up?
Yep.
I want to look for this guy.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. And then, so someone just out of curiosity was wondering if we ever experience any eye fatigue or issues with blue light from sitting in the dark, or are we just used to it?
I don't know. My eyes hurt a little bit sometimes. Looking at all the screens.
Right, I have to say once we step out of the van, there's definitely some acclimation. At night it's not so bad, but during the day it's a striking change.
But we're only in here for 4 hours at a time, so it's not too bad.
And I think that's one of the reasons why we kind of break it up so that we're not getting that fatigue.
I'll go on the other side of you. I'm going to go this way.
Thank you for asking. So I'm not sure what a tow sled is, but if we have one, what is its job?
It's basically what Atalanta is.
Tail that way.
Ah, okay. So that's another one. I know we've covered it before. So someone was wondering what the Atalanta's job is. So it's to keep Hercules tethered and taut to the boat and kind of manage the weight. Okay. Michael, right back at you.
Huh? Oh, yeah. Yes, that's exactly what Atalanta does.
Okay.
Takes the weight, takes all that motion you see from the up and down in the swells. It takes that instead of hurt, so it can stabilize and take samples.
Okay.
And also